What are you doing, camera? Stop it. Stop it. Right, I do apologize for the glare ahead of time, but this needs to be made, and I want to do it right now because FA's back, I have my example back, and I've heard a lot of artists that I know are having a big problem whenever FA goes down. Now, I use FA about 85% exclusively for getting commission work, but if FA goes down and you have no commissions on hand and you need to reopen, what do you do? Now, my disclaimer for this is I'm not going to complain about FA. In my own personal opinion, it's a free site. I use it. I do make money through it. But I'm very fortunate that, this outlet is here. I've tried using DeviantArt and that just wasn't going very well because I disappeared from it for many, many years. So trying to get back into it, it's not the same type of community feel. I've tried Weasel, and I do apologize that, it's not something that I'm really getting into. I've tried So Furry, and for me personally, I love how stupidly simple FA is. So that's that. I like ease of use. I'm getting old. So since FA is back and I use this heavily, I wanted to show you what I do. I accept commissions in two ways. One way is through the note system. Even though it says I have notes, I do not because of the information that we've lost. Right, so I have the notes where I have a form that people fill out, which I'll explain a bit more in a second. So you can either send me the form back there or you can send me the form back in my email. Now, whenever I accept my form always includes email address. Always get your commissioner's email address, some form of contact. So if anything happens, any website goes down, even if I were using DeviantArt, So Furry, Weasel, whatever, I still have my ability to contact them unless the internet dropped 100% completely from my computers or the phone. And then I'm out of luck and I'll probably be clawing at the door going, I'm not connected anymore. But because I have access to my emails, I've still been able to talk to people back and forth. So I haven't been missing any of my time. If I've had a question or if I had a work in progress, that's going out still and I'm getting information back. So definitely ask for that sort of information. Now I'm going to show you what I do. Now I'm closed at the moment, but this is how I say I'm open for commissions. Either it's by a picture, a journal, or both. Now down here, I have this form that I have people send back. Your username on FA, which people sometimes think, well, that's stupid. Well, bear with me. Your PayPal email address, which I will always send unless otherwise specified by my commissioner, information, work in progresses, and finished products back to that. What's your commission type? Is it a waist up? Is it a bust? Is it a badge? Reference sheet? Number of characters in the picture, character reference, images, preferably. Character's name, the species, if you have a background, yes or no, and if yes, then what? Is it going to be NSFW? Is it a reference sheet? And if it is, flats, shaded, how many poses, close-ups, or accessories? I mean, this section down here is really so I can give you a quote via an invoice. So you can then choose if you want to go through with it. Sure, if you don't want to, let me know and I can cancel that invoice. But that kind of locks in my quote. So if it's a normal commission, what do you want? And if it's a platinum, what one-word theme? Now, platinum commissions, I do a bit differently. So yeah. And then you can either note me this section, because that's everything I need, or you can email it to me. Now, what I do is I'm going to do my best not to compromise anything. Right, so I have the cloud. I use the cloud exclusively for taking commission information. And this is what my commission information looks like. So these sections here I have blacked out because I don't want people... Over here for a second. La la la, I missed one. There we go. Sorry. Oh, you can still see it now. Ah! Okay. So here you've got just the type of commission. This one was a platinum. This one was a confuzzled badge for last year. I had a bust, a platinum, another badge. So ID badges are for people that were not attending the con and CFC was. Normal commissions, platinums, full body, bust. So that way I know how much I need to draw in that section there. Now every invoice has a number, and every invoice number gets recorded here. So if I need any information, I can go back into my PayPal and pick it up. So that includes email addresses, even though I have your emails in this section here all the way down. In the invoice, there's also addresses. So I don't transfer addresses into my spreadsheet. That is PayPal only, because I don't want, for whatever reason, a mass of people's information, more so than just your PayPal address, being able to be picked up by anybody. So in this section, I've got my FA, Weasel, Sofer, whatever username, and then your character name, what the species was, and then here you have reference information. Now I don't want to go too far to the side, but I'll explain that section really quick. Now this is a breakdown of what my commissioner wants drawn. Now in this section as well, sometimes I have, and there's nothing on this one, I don't want to scroll down, but I'll write C note in like all caps. And in this, I can always make an extra note. So if there's a lot of information, instead of pasting everything here, I will add my note, and that'll give me a second window full of all that information. Now, because a lot of that information includes references, all references get saved on the cloud and to my computer. So if for whatever reason everything goes down, I still have access. Again, it would have to be that the internet is completely 100% down for everybody, that I would then not be able to get any of my information. And I mean, that's still a possibility, but it's fairly limited. So instead of missing out on any of my work for my references, I keep them all saved. Now, as I go farther this way, this section here, I'm going to start going that way. This section here is background information. If there is a background on that picture, it goes there. And then farther over, I actually have my prices so that I can have a reference for myself of in what month or what invoice was it, so I can make sure that my quote, as I'm quoting, I'll put the information from my little list on FA goes straight across here. So each person is dedicated to a line. And then the quote price goes way over here on the side. And then that's my reference point to then take that information, go into PayPal, and it's all there. I know exactly how much it was that I was quoting the person. I know exactly what invoice number that's going to be, what it's for, and that just really works for me. Now, I'm not saying that you need to do anything like this, but I'm just saying that have some sort of system that isn't reliant on somebody else. So say you only take commissions via email, that's great. You know, like Gmail, I hardly ever have Gmail go down. But I'm a bit OCD, anal, whatever you want to call it, so I've done it like this. I don't want to show my invoicing system just yet because I don't quite have a way of editing out my information yet. I'm still learning this video thing. So, but I think that people really need to see this. Then if you ignore my desktop because things are everywhere. So this is a group at the moment of commissions that I'm working on. Or it's pieces that I have saved from people I've quoted. So that's just there for myself so that I can then go and pick out the ones that I need and as I'm working on them. Right. So then the next thing I want to talk about is communication. So communication between commissioner and commissionee is a massive thing. So if I know I'm going to be really, really late with something or things are happening, I like posting up I usually use journals just so I can make sure I get everybody. And then other people that are sending me notes, that goes up on a journal letting people know. But I mean, if a situation like this happens, where FA is completely down and I feel like, oh God, what am I going to do? I still have the ability, again, to contact people. So this has been running for way too long. This is already 10 minutes. But hopefully this helps you guys at least have an understanding of what I do, and hopefully shows you maybe some ideas that maybe you could implement, or, you know, just overall, it's advice. You know, don't be stuck out by any website going down. Make sure you take your own information and save it. Yeah. I don't really know what else I could possibly tell you besides that. So I'll leave this here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps at least somebody out there. But yeah, that's how I take my commissions. So cheers. See you guys next time. Draw!